Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this webinar, How to Dynamically Protect Your Foreign Currency Assets. I'm Lucie Lenigsten, European Project Manager in Finance Innovation. Let me quickly introduce our cluster. So we are based in Paris. We are the French leader in supporting startups and scale-up. We gather about 600 members, fintechs, banks, insurance companies, asset managers, incubators, and so on and so forth. For more information, please don't hesitate to have a look at our website. In 2019, our organization became a partner of EIT Digital, which is the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, to collaborate with European partners and help business and entrepreneurs to bring digital innovation to market. We are involved in 2 European projects, and today we would like to present the CHRES project. And CHRES stands for Currency Hedging and Risk Management Service. And it was developed this year with the aim of dynamically protecting foreign currency assets against exchange rate fluctuation. What we observed is the management of such foreign currency exposures is often a challenge for SMEs. So today you will learn how to protect your protect your assets against losses due to FX volatility, outsource analysis of FX trends and risk, and receive decision support for hedging your exposure. So I would like to introduce and welcome our guest speakers. So Petra Risto from GRC Capital Management. So Petra, you can present very quickly yourself and GRC Capital Management as well.
Yes. Good morning. Thank you very much, Lucille, for this introduction, and good morning, everybody. And thank you for joining this webinar. My name is Petra Risto. I'm Head of Research and Development at GRC Capital Management Consultancy and Research. We are an asset management company located in Berlin and founded in 1994, so we are a long time in the market already. We are specialized in currencies and alternative investments, and also in the development of algorithmic trading strategies. We are managing accounts for both institutional and private clients, but we are also creating and structuring financial products like funds and bonds. We have in risk management and risk assessment with various types of financing instruments, and the company is regulated by the German regulatory authorities, BaFin, and so we are also compliant to this. So in CHRES, we are the activity leader, and we contributed to deliver the requirements for the platform, and also our trading model as the basis for the decision support.
Thank you, Petra, and welcome. And also, I would like to introduce and welcome Andrea Ferretto-Parodi from GFT Technology. Andrea, if you want to present very quickly yourself.
Yes, thanks a lot, Lucille. Good morning, everybody. My name is Andrea Ferretto. I'm an innovation manager working inside the innovation client unit of GFT Technology, which is a multinational information technology service provider based in Germany, working in particular within digital finance and insurance business sectors. And in our unit, basically, we are responsible of carrying out R&D projects funded by the European Commission in the fields of digital finance. And inside CHRES, we are responsible of the technological activities of system integration of the different platform components.
Thank you, Andrea. Welcome.
Welcome.
And also Michele Canteri, if you want to present very quickly yourself.
Hi, everyone. Michele Canteri. I'm a software engineer in GFT and a colleague of Andrea. And we were involved in developing the central part of the software of the CHRES platform.
Thank you, Michele, and welcome. They will present the development that have been achieved in this activity and the resulting solution. So don't hesitate, we will welcome your question throughout the webinar, so feel free to submit that in the question box on the right side of your screen. We will answer them at the end of the presentation. Let me first introduce the solution with a short video. So please, Clément will show it. Thank you, Clément. Yes.
CHRES, what is it? It's a platform and a service helping everyone who's exposed to currency risk. If, for example, you are a globally operating company having to pay a bill in US dollar in 6 months from now, it will depend on the exchange rate at that time how many euros you will have to pay. CHRES can be seen as a kind of insurance against the fluctuations of the currency rate. How it works. The personalized and automated service of CHRES delivers a dynamic overlay currency risk management based on trading signals that will indicate exactly when to build and when to reduce the hedge positions. What is unique about CHRES is that CHRES will be the first service that not only protects users against market fluctuations, but also allows them to participate in favorable trends by cutting down the hedge positions when no insurance is needed.
Thank you very much. Well, this is time for the presentation of the CHRES solution. So Petra, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Lucille. So I would like to start giving you an overview who was involved in this CHRES project. You've heard about 3 of the partners already, JRC Capital, GFT, and Finance Innovation. In addition, we had 2 software companies, 2 further software companies, Atos on the one hand, who were responsible for parts of the product development and the front end, and an Hungarian software company, E-Group, who were responsible for product validation, and in the end contributed also a software component. But let's have a view at CHRES itself. So what is it? It's a service, or it has developed a service helping investors and companies to dynamically protect their existing portfolios of assets against the fluctuations of currency exchange rates, as we heard already. And this in comparison to static hedging. I want to stress the dynamic in this definition. So dynamic means it will only hedge the currencies if it's necessary, and it will not interfere with the underlying investments. It does not even have to know about it. The CHRES service shall represent a kind of insurance in this sense against losses from currency fluctuations by automatically taking the counter position in a cost-effective way and only when needed. So what does CHRES deliver? First of all, an automated platform that's the result of the project that will help you to manage your currency risks, that will generate trading signals for the currency an investor is invested in, and can automatically execute these signals. This is a little bit perspective to the future. And it will also give you contact with experts if you have any specific questions or needs about currency hedging. So what do you mean if we talk about currency risk? Just imagine you are an investor or you are a company that is doing global business, and you have to pay a bill in US dollars. So initially your service was delivered or your investment was in euro, and if you invest in the US, for example, it will be converted into US dollars, and then it will depend on the trends and the exchange rate, euro against US dollar, whether your investment will gain and profit or will lose. And this can change several times depending on your investment horizon or how long you will keep this this investment. Let's get a little bit more concrete. So on the left hand, this is the way how we look at a portfolio. Usually you distinguish the assets, the different asset classes a portfolio consists of, but you could also have another look from another perspective, looking at the currencies a portfolio is invested in. So in this case, we have an example portfolio consisting of euros, but also to 34% of US dollars and some Swiss franc and some Japanese yen. So what does this mean for your portfolio? To give you an impression what can happen in the currency markets, we see an example of 2018 indicating the performance of the individual currencies against the euro within 1 year. So we can see that there are large differences. There are currencies like the Japanese yen who lost 7%, and other currencies who made gains against the euro. So this can change very quickly, but you can imagine which effect this can have on your portfolio. So if we look now at CHRES, the whole process, how CHRES will work is if you are an investor or a company wanting to hedge your foreign currency bills, you can come to the platform, enter your amount and which kind of investment you held, and then we have a set of scenarios that you can choose from with different risk levels, and you can decide whether you want to execute your orders yourself for the hedging positions, or in the future it's planned to also offer an automatic execution service, so that the platform can give the orders for you. So the CHRES platform will collect all the relevant information about the investments and create a customer profile. It will monitor the currency exchange rates in real time automatically, and the models that are running in our TradeStation platform will generate trading signals as soon as there are changes detected in the trends, and as soon as any intervention in form of buying or selling is needed. And we are planning to connect to an execution platform as well, where we will send the price quotes from the customer so that the orders are being executed on the account of the investor. Which are the main benefits for CHRES? So first of all, it helps reducing the currency risks of investors who are invested in foreign assets by the use of our proven currency trading strategies. An important point is the automation as well, that will enable also smaller investors to carry out currency hedging operations, because we will be able to offer the service to decrease costs compared to manual management, of course. Also, the automatic execution of orders will be a benefit for some investors. Others still may still prefer to do this to manually to have control over their positions. The access to the expertise. So if you have any specific requests, we could also integrate models for specific user needs, tailor-made. Another advantage is the direct access to the foreign exchange interbanking market through the connection to the broker. The technology behind is above all, of course, a set of trading models. We are currently applying 14 different models for different currency pairs based on mathematical and statistical methods, but we're also using some pattern recognition. And these are the foundations of the CHRES platform. We distinguish between short, medium, and long-term currency trading systems, and we combine them for currencies. So if, for example, for the most liquid currencies, we use models of all three types of categories. And this leads to a very fine-grained adaptation. Yes?
I think we can't hear you. I mean, I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Yes, okay.
Sorry. Do I have to repeat? Or
sorry to interrupt. It's okay.
No. So our approach to using three different model types leads to a fine-grained adaptation to the market trends. So this means that not all the models will be positioned in the same direction at the same time. So as you can see on this diagram on the right side, the risk, the exposure, so the positioning of our models will vary. And this introduces the dynamic aspects. So usually our hedge rate ratio will vary between 30% and let's say 70% or 100%, depending on which risk model you choose. So we are also allowing our models to build up positions up to 120 or 150% of the total amount, in order to also benefit from the trends if they are in the right direction. So, and on the other hand, of course, the main advantage is that we can reduce the positioning if there's no hedging needed. But you see that there's usually always a basic hedging position. So there's normally no, or very rarely, situations when there's no protection at all. So the second technology, of course, the algorithms behind these models are connected via interfaces with the execution platform, and so they enable the automatic execution of the signals by the CHRES platform. Now I would like to hand over to our project partner, Andrea, who will give you a little more insight about the architecture of the platform.
Thanks a lot, Petra. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. So before taking a look to the high-level architecture, just a very brief introduction to the MVP, which is currently under final development stage. So essentially, as Petra already introduced some slides ago, the MVP will allow the user to register and insert his own relevant investment profile information, in particular the amount of foreign currencies they want to hedge and the preferred risk profile. And once selected this scenario, the process automatically determines the position size for hedging and generates trading signals and distributes them among the registered users in real time. The users then have to approve the proposed signal and then send orders to their preferred broker, which, as we said, this process is not done automatically at this stage. But in a second MVP evolution roadmap, also automatic execution orders will be included on behalf of the customer. Then in this slide, you can see a schematic view of the high-level architecture of CHRES. So starting from the top of the image, we have the front-end interface, which are separately a customer interface to manage the onboarding process for both company and trade operators, creation of the profile and the relevant preferences, which are mainly, as we said, the investment currencies and exposures to be hedged. And then we have also an administrative interface for system administration and customer support and analysis and management of the customer portfolios and so on. This front-end interface is connected to a central service, which is a set of backend APIs providing the general core services of the platform, mainly regarding the management of the customer registration data and the customer position details, as well as the requirements of information from other CHRES components, like the request for backtests from the backtesting engine and of signal history from the component called adapter. The backtesting engine is a very important component of CHRES, and this is the reason why we consider it a separate element. Indeed, this is the process component which allows the customer to choose among the available trading model scenarios in order to perform the hedging to his own investment portfolio. So using the informations of the customer profile and the proposed trading model scenario, the backtesting algorithm basically produces a graphical trend over the last 3 years, comparing a non-hedged exposure with the hedged CHRES portfolio according to the selected scenario. This helps the customer to accept or refuse the proposed scenario, and in case he refused it, to do another selection. Once selected a preferred scenario, this is stored in the customer profile and then used to determine the hedging ratio and generate the trading signals for the investors. Finally, we have the adapter, which is a middleware component responsible of the connection and integration of CHRES to the different external parts of the platform, in particular to ensure that all the relevant signals coming from the trading stations are correctly dispatched, and in the future, orders are forwarded to the broker for automatic execution. This is also responsible to retrieve also the signal history from the trading station. Finally, outside the CHRES perimeter, we have the trading station, which is the actual interface towards the market, and this is responsible for the trading model execution and the signal generation. As I said, the trading station is an external component to CHRES. Indeed, we are using TradeStation, which is a very well-known professional trading platform for financial market traders, very useful for modeling and training of trading models. As a further external component, integration with an external broker is foreseen in the next evolution step for automatic order processing, and the 360T is the system chosen for this task, which is another very well-known system within the German banking environment. But this is, as I said, a future product roadmap. As I previously said, no automatic order management is included in the MVP in this moment. So some more information about the processes. We already said many things, but just a few more details. The first, obviously, is the customer onboarding, which means the creation of the user profile through a guided process and also a KYC verification through an external component. Once created a complete customer profile, the customer operator is now able to open investment positions on CHRES, which is basically made by an exposure amount on foreign currencies and the hedging strategy to be used, which is selected with 3 proposed models. Sorry, I switched to slides. Okay, once opened the position and selected the hedging scenario, as we said, the backtesting is performed, which I already introduced while discussing the architecture, but basically this means producing a graphical comparison between a non-hedged and an hedged portfolio according to the selection. Once selected the scenario, CHRES waits for trade signals from the market according to the selected model. This task, as we said, is done from the external component TradeStation. Well, I think that I can leave again the stage to Petra for the final remarks and conclusions.
Yes, thank you, Andrea. So let me quickly summarize what are the key product features of CHRES. So first of all, of course, the identification and quantification of an investor's currency risk. Then the monitoring of the currency markets with 3 model types, short, medium, and long-term trading models, in order to get this dynamic into the hedging process. It generates signals when trends are detected and when opportunities arise, or when the hedging must be increased or decreased. There's also the option to choose between the instrument for hedging, either spot currency markets or to use forwards. And finally, CHRES also offers static risk-free hedging, as well as various dynamic hedging scenarios for investors who want to also gain a little bit more profit and participate in the market movements. So thank you. This was the end of my presentation, and I'm here to answer any questions.
I have a question, Andrea and Petra. Which currencies can I hedge with CHRES?
Okay, we focus on the currencies with highest market volume. So this is US dollar right now, and Japanese yen, of course, in Europe, British pound and Swiss franc. And we also have models for Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, and New Zealand dollar. But of course, if there are any currencies that we do not cover yet, as I said, we have a long-term history of building trading models. So just talk to us, and we are open to expand this, or we are anyway constantly working on our models and maybe also introducing new currencies in the future.
Okay, well, thank you. And also, is the service also usable by private investors?
Yes, in principle. So private investors are not our first target group. But as we've seen, the service is automated, and we do not foresee any limits, any minimum account amounts. So yes, in principle, it's also possible to use it for smaller investments and for private investors.
Well, thank you, Petra and Andrea, for this presentation. It was a very interesting contribution. Well, I don't see any other questions, so I would like to thank you all who attend this webinar. Feel free to ask all your questions by email or through our LinkedIn page. Note this webinar is recorded, so you're welcome to go back and review it later. We will send you the YouTube link. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a good day, and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yes, thanks a lot, Lucille, and same to everybody.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye-bye.